It's Chris Perez. I'm performing range of motion exercise on my resident. Wash my hands. Knock. Nurse assistant, may I come in?
Yes.
Good morning, my name's Chris. I'll be your nurse assistant. Is it okay if I check your ID band?
Yep.
Good morning, Mrs. Perez. I'm here to go over some range of motion exercise. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go over your upper body and your lower body, starting with your shoulder, okay? Alright. Go ahead and close the curtain for privacy. Starting with your shoulder, you can do flexion, extension, hyperextension, flexion, extension, hyperextension, flexion, extension, hyperextension, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, pronation, supination, pronation, supination, pronation, supination. Now to your elbow, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, your wrist, flexion, extension, hyperextension, flexion, extension, hyperextension, flexion, extension, hyperextension, radial deviation, ulnar deviation, radial deviation, ulnar deviation, radial deviation, ulnar deviation. Under your fingers, flexion, open them up, extension, curl them down, flexion, open them up, extension, flexion, extension, opposition, opposition, opposition. Now onto your hip, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. Now to your knee, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Onto your ankle, toes upward, dorsiflexion, toes downward, plantar flexion. Toes upward, dorsiflexion, toes downward, plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Abduction, adduction of the toes, abduction, adduction of the toes, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion. And then repeat the same on the other side. Alright, Mrs. Perez, we're all finished up here. Is there anything else I can get you?
No.
Okay, here's your call light. You look comfortable. Leave your bedside table next to you. Alright, I'm going to open the curtain, wash my hands, report and document.